Yeah, hi, Tom Schaefer here. Just finishing up an audio system on this Dodge Viper. So I got about 40 hours into this installation. We're about to finish it up here, so let me just give you a rundown of what we did in here. For a receiver, I used the Pioneer PRS-80, which is an audio grade receiver. This receiver has 5-volt pre-outputs. Those pre-outputs are feeding a set of Stinger 8000 series audiophile grade quality cables. As far as speakers, we did a pair of Diamond Audio Hex component speakers in the front factory locations. The OEM tweeter pod was modified, and I was able to adapt that to the new tweeter. As you can see, it's still screwed into the factory location. It has the factory plug on it and is totally serviceable. In the door, I did have to enlarge the speaker opening a little bit to install the new speaker. Because this car is made all out of fiberglass, I took the time and mounted machine threaded inserts into the body of the vehicle. As you can see, this allowed me to mount the speakers with machine screws. I also did this on the amplifier in the trunk. The crossovers for the speaker system, I was able to utilize the factory amplifier location, have a piece of aluminum cut out for me. I then cut that aluminum down into a shape that allowed me to set it on the floor, screw it down using the factory bolts, and then the crossovers are threaded into the aluminum. Again, this is just maintaining the integrity of this supercar. As you can see, the wiring is absolutely pristine. The subwoofer is actually the OEM subwoofer. This turned out to be a great fit. I did some modifications to the subwoofer enclosure, but that was really all. The factory subwoofer is going to stay the way it is, and we're just going to feed it off of the new amplifier. Quick show you the wiring going into the vehicle. Because this is a supercar, it's got a tubular chassis, and since it's not a unibody, there's no way to get from the interior of the vehicle into the trunk. So what you actually have to do is run the wiring down the center of the vehicle. Once you get it into this corner, through a rubber grommet, I then entered the exterior of the vehicle. What I did was this tire had to come off. The inner wheel liners actually all came down, and then in the back there you can see the tube chassis and just a touch of the split loom. But inside that split loom is the audio cables and the speaker wires going from the amplifier. Once in the trunk of the vehicle, the wiring runs from the inner fender well. What I had to do was actually remove the splitter, the wind splitter, from the tail of the vehicle so I could actually gain access to run the wiring up into the trunk of the vehicle. The wiring's held up by a rubber grommet. And of course, the rubber grommet then mounts up through the chassis, and the audio is fed up into a Hex Diamond 4-channel amplifier. I'm actually running this amplifier in 3-channel mode, and we're running the front stereo outputs to the doors with the 4th, 3rd, and 4th channels bridged to the factory OEM speaker. So that's it. From here, I just got to put the car back together and deliver it to the customer.